Regardless of how you build your site, once it's ready, you need to put it somewhere such that your files and your images, what we call content in general, is accessible to the internet. This is what we call web hosting. My name is Robert Kamnyori with Touch Inspiration, and today I'll go through the basics of web hosting and touch a little bit on security as well. Welcome to my Tech Talk. Web hosting is provided by companies called web hosts. Web hosts are companies that own computers called web servers that are just servers that are connected to the internet. Web hosts allow you to rent space on their web servers, and doing so will enable your content to be visible on the internet. This will allow people to look for you and find you on the internet to browse your website. When you start shopping for web hosts, you'll find that there are normally three types of web hosting available for websites. One is shared hosting, two is what we call dedicated hosting, and three is what we call VPS. For most basic websites, you only need to be concerned about shared hosting. This is where one big server hosts several websites, and that should be sufficient for your needs. If you'd like to get advice or get into the nitty-gritty of dedicated or VPS hosting, I'd advise that you contact us so that we can walk you through your website needs and what we think the best hosting would be for your website. So we've talked about the type of hosting available. The next thing that we think is important is that your web host should provide security and encryption. Your web host should be able to provide what we call an SSL certificate. An SSL certificate is what gives you the lovely padlock on your website that shows visitors who visit your website that they are safe and that their information and their traffic is safe on your website. There now are free options for SSL certificates, so there's no excuse for the web host you select to not provide SSL certificates for you. Most web hosts today provide daily backups for websites on the internet. What this does is that it allows you to go back a day or two or so if you ever have a data breach and lose your information. This is very important so that you're not back to square one if you ever lose your information. When deciding on a web host, we think that those three things are the most important things that you need to pick: type of web hosting, security, and backups. So armed with this information, you're now ready to look for your web host. So how do you do that? Well, Google, of course. Type in web hosting in Google. If you want to be geographic specific, type in the country or the state that you want to be hosted in. The cool thing about the internet is that because all sites, all web hosts are accessible by the internet, it doesn't matter where your web host sits because it will still be accessible to the internet. The general rule of thumb is host your website with a web host in the geographic location of most of your clients. That way, it will be faster for them. When you're looking at web hosts, Google their reliability. Make sure that they're up at least 99% of the time. No need getting a cheap web host if you're going to be down 50% of the time. At Touch Inspiration, we normally default to two web hosts. The first one is SiteGround, based out of the US, and the second one is Host Africa, based out of about 4 different countries in Africa. We found that these are easiest to use, we love their features, and we love their reliability. So that's it from us at Touch Inspiration. We hope we've helped you, and we've hoped to kind of help demystify the whole topic of web hosts, and now you're ready to go and search for your own web host by yourself. If you need help, please reach out to us and we can walk you through the process. But until next time, have a lovely day.